Looks like you are back. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. We had a little glitch here. I couldn't. It was saying there's an error, so I'm glad that we are back online. Hope you're all doing well. Which I did say that once the while the microphone wasn't on, so I have to repeat myself. And Admiral is number one. Who is Admiral, for heaven's sake? You haven't been here for a while, have you? Or have you ever been? Admiral General Aladdin says, hello there. Hello, sir. How are you doing? And thank you very much, Admiral. Welcome to the channel. Please do remember we have a protocol, which is gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. Male, female, whatever your gender is, and how old you are, and which country you're watching us from. And relaxing, sleepy sound says, hello, is it normal? Before you say anything, how about a hello and where you tuning in from, how old you are, and what your gender is. And then I'll get back to you as the first question, of course. And thank you for that. And Netsnet says, hello, guys, and hello to you as well. Rolling On says, hi, Mehran. Hope your Saturday is going well. Good to be here. Good to see you all here, guys. And Rolling On says, tea is getting cold. Yes, absolutely. Let me have a sip of it first. Perfect temperature. And Rolling On says, today I'm drinking ashwagandha tea. Oh, really? I just had ashwagandha a supplement, which is among one of the 20 supplements I take every day with my breakfast. So ashwagandha is one of them, 500 mg in capsule form. Admiral says there is no audio. Admiral, there is an audio now, isn't there? Yes, at the beginning I had forgotten to turn the audio on. And lovely Lily is here, says 9 is what? What is 9? Lovely Lily, what is 9? There's a 9. It says it's probably 29. Oh, there it is. 29 female, Pakistan. Says, Assalamu alaikum, dear Mehran. Assalamu alaikum. The answer is, alaikum assalam. Happy to see you as well, lovely Lily. And we have, who else do we have? I guess everybody else has forgotten us. I thought by now, once a week, everybody is lining up. But we're 13 current viewers and 6 likes. So the other 7, get on with it, guys. Click on likes, because that's how YouTube gets fooled, thinking we're very popular. Stephen is here. Says, hello, Mehran. Hello, Stephen. And Male 4D Los Angeles. And Relaxing Sleepy hasn't responded to us as far as age and gender and where he or she is tuning in from. So, Relaxing Sleepy, could you kindly let us know, and I will get to your question right away. And Rolling On says, can simply having good health and money solve 90% of life's problems? Male 33 text. Good health does, money definitely helps. And of course. And Cartus says, male 29, India. Says, after so long, how are you, Mehran? Thank you, Cartus. Good of you to be here. And it seems like years between weeks when we have a live streaming. Well, as you remember, we always had 2 live streamings per day, one for North America and Europe and one for Asian countries, India, Pakistan, and so on. But because we didn't get enough popularity by, being promoted, we decided to have it once a week. Now, Admiral General says, I hope you remember me. I have been here before many times, and you've helped me every single time. By the way, I'm from India, 24. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's always important to help us to remember who is who. And I do remember the screen name Admiral, but perhaps not for a while. I'm glad that you could make it here today. And Chew Burger, haha, yeah, I hope that you will chew your burgers. Says, hello, Mehran. Greetings from UK, and greetings to you as well, my friend. And good of you to show up. However, Chew Burger is the first time I see this screen name. So you've been incognito, enjoying the channel, but never say hello to us on the live stream. Glad that you made it here. Let me know a little bit more about you, such as gender. I can guess from that small thumbnail that you are a male, but age would be helpful. And from UK, of course, a big percentage of my viewers are from UK. You know, we found out that India is #1 viewers of the videos. I was just looking at the stats today. Then we have United States, UK, Germany, Sweden, Norway, and Mexico, Philippines. All of these come afterwards, and Canada somewhere in there. So I hope that I can get more and more known, the channel, so we can reach more people and help more people. We've got over 1,700 videos, standalone videos on this channel about different topics in regards to thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, material process, order. Everything that comes to your mind about psyche, we've got a video on it. And then breakups. Everything that comes to your mind under the sun after your breakup, if you just put the word how it describes your feeling into the search engine of my channel, you're bound to get a bunch of videos. So pretty much all what you need is right here. This channel got your back, whether it's some emotional hardship, whether it's an OCD or HOCD challenge that you're going through, whether it's transient or intrusive thoughts that you're challenged with, whether it's your breakups and the hardship that you're going through, emotional hardship you're going through, we've got your back. I've got videos coming out of the kazoo here. You can find almost anything that bothers in your mind right here on this channel, provided you get off your butt and search for it in my search engine or look at the playlists. You're bound to get your answer right there. And if not, if that wasn't enough, come to the live streams every Saturday at 1 p.m. and I'll be here to answer your questions. And we'll take care of each other. And if that wasn't enough, go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, and click on Talk to Me, Talk to Mehran via Skype. Make an appointment. That'll cost you a fee. Not everything is free, as it is now for me here, paying for the YouTube and all this stuff that comes with it. So anyhow, make an appointment, and then it will, for a new client, for 1 hour appointment that you make, I throw in another hour on me. So we'll have 2 hours to discuss one-on-one what's concerning you, whether emotional hardship or things to do with psyche, OCD, HOCD, whatever it is that's concerning you, we'll discuss it one-on-one on Skype. We've got your back, and you're never alone. And here we go with John Duffy says, greetings, Mehran, and everyone. Hello, John. Don't forget, John, with the protocol. I know the gender, but age and where you're tuning in from. I appreciate that. Cartoon says, dealing quite well with my divorce now, but sometimes I feel, will I be able to trust or marry someone again? Well, listen, the proof is in the pudding. You'll marry them, then you'll find out if you could trust them or not. Then you make the decision accordingly at the time. But if you are going to wait for someone to come and assure you that how the outcome of some endeavor that you're about to make, some challenge, some project, nobody's going to be able to do that. Why? Because nobody lives in the future. And everything that you're worried about is supposed to happen in the future. And lo and behold, the future hasn't even come yet, but you're worried about what might happen in it, which is ludicrous. You're ruining your own life. Because while you're busy trying to remedy what would happen in the future, which its time to happen hasn't even come yet, you're losing the now. Your mind is no longer here. Is there somewhere oblivious, somewhere that doesn't even exist, but you're searching for something that hasn't happened in somewhere that doesn't exist, and you think you got it made. I'm taking care of myself. I'm safe. Why? Because you're searching for something that doesn't exist in the time space that hasn't come yet. So you're totally messed up, and you're losing the opportunity to be one with the life, with the effort, where you can make effort, the time span, where you can actually be active, making an effort, making changes to your life and enjoying the fruits of it. You're missing the now, you're missing the life as it is, and you're searching for it somewhere that doesn't exist. Whether it's in the future or in the memory in the past, neither one exists. And when you're in the past in the memory or in the future searching for something that hasn't happened, doesn't exist even, it's time's zone, you're missing what really is active and what really is actuality, which is the now, which is life as it happens. So don't be fooled and move on, steady as she goes, and take risks if you have to. And then you'll remedy it if something happens. But I'm talking about calculated risks, like relationships, marriage and stuff, not stupid risks in life, whatever that may be. All right, let's go on to next. We have lovely Lily says, Dear Mehran, my breathing going good. Aha, that's my girl. But now my mind play dirty games with me. Now it gives me swallow fear, like something stuck. Please hit the ugly stick to my brain. Yes. Don't worry, dear. I got it right here. I got my little friend here, and it's going to come right on your head, but provided you put your motorcycle helmet on so you won't get hurt. The key word here in your question is that my mind play dirty game. The word is game. And why do we call something real and something game? Because the game is not real. And when your mind plays game as you know it is, you know damn sure it is, it's a game. It's not reality. You focus on that it's a game. It's not reality. When it's a game, it's not reality. It has no effect on you. It doesn't matter what it says. My thought can show up today and tell me anything that it wants to say. But I'm the one who's going to believe it or not believe it. And I choose not to. Why? Because mind is stupid. Thought is stupid. Thought is not deity. Thought is not intelligence. Thought is not mandate. Thought is not actuality. Thought is not truth. Thought is garbage. There's 80, 90,000 of them show up in my head. I'm not going to believe every one of them. I'm not going to assess every one of them. I'm simply just going to get used to the fact that where I'm walking, there's going to be lots of debris and garbage and dirt and shit and this and that. And I will learn how to negotiate among them and find my path on clear and clean road and put my foot there and step by step move on from the debris and the hazards that this whole area could have for me. Same thing with thoughts. Thoughts show up hundreds and 100 millions or whatever number it is that it shows up during your lifetime. 80, 90,000 of them a day. You just learn to ignore them all. Simple. Because they have no business being there. They have nothing to do with you, your values, and what's meaningful to you. They're just there. And just like you move on from one location to another, there are all kind of smell, all kind of people, all kind of lifestyle, all kind of things are happening, but you're not supposed to be paying attention to them. You just simply focus on where you want to go and you go about your business. That's how you deal with life. Like thoughts the same. They show up, you just let them be. Just like you let be all other kind of people that they don't meet your requirements or your standards when you walk about your life. You don't stand to everyone, oh, hello, how are you, and so on, even though they're not meeting your expectation or standards of manners or, I don't know, compatibility, hygiene, or business related matters. You just move on. You don't stop in every corner and interact with things. You may see a snake in the street. You stand up and look at it or just start talking to it? No. You may see all kinds of things. You just move on. Focus on your life. Same thing. Thoughts show up. Focus on your life. They can show up as much as they want, but they have no actuality or truth to them. When you understand that, when you clearly understand that, when you clearly separate thoughts from you, brain from you, and understand you're not thoughts, thoughts are not you, you're not the brain, brain is not you, then you have freedom of mind, freedom of thoughts, and you have regained your freedom in life, and you become the master of your life, not subordinate or slave to thoughts that they all are nonsense. All right, let's go on to Mick Your Touch says, hello Mehran, I hope you and your loved ones are doing good. Thank you for that. I went hiking alone 15 kilometers in the forest, rehearing the last live stream. I had great time absorbing your life advice in the nature. Oh, wonderful. I should do that myself. Mind you, these days I've been biking a lot, and a special pathway from here, I think, I don't know how many kilometers it is, but it's got lots of ups and downs, and it's quite an exercise, a workout. So I've been doing it, I think, for the past, 2 weeks straight, every day, other than the last 2 days, because I was doing too much and I just wanted to take a little break. And so I've been walking to the regular night walk on the beach thingy instead of the biking, but it's beautiful to be with the nature, especially the bike path goes through little forestry areas, and they're all paved for the bike, but it's got trees all around. It's going between the houses type of thing, so we avoid cars. It's very pleasant. Spending time with nature, it's amazing, amazing. The problem is when we are in the nature, we are on our cell phones. We're looking at our mobile phone and going through data and all that. We shouldn't do that. Put that aside and just become one with what you are from. The energy that flows through that nature that you're looking at. The energy that flows through the wind, that you feel it on your face. Go beyond where you are, what you see, what you feel. Go beyond it. Try to become one with the energy that has made all that what you see and what you feel. Not just what you see, what you feel. The energy that has made that what you see and what you feel. Then you're reconnecting. You're that drop of the ocean that is rolling back into the ocean. You're that part of the energy that is rolling back into the mother nature, into the universal energy, becoming part of the flow, as that is where you came from. And then you feel the true oneness of being one with the nature. When you go that deep, and I hope that you will try that sometime. We have Cartus says also, I'm spending too much time alone, that now I'm hiking it, that I'm liking it, and don't feel anyone to enter in my aura. Don't know whether it's good or not. Well, don't be extreme in everything. Everything is in moderation. My father always said, everything in moderation. Like when he would have a glass of wine, it would be one glass. That's it. One or half a glass with his dinner. If he would want to have a beer, he would have one beer, one glass, one can, small can. with his dinner. That was it. And everything else in moderation. You enjoy it and it'll do you good, but it won't have its hazards to it. You know? Even biking. If I do that, like, I don't know, 20 kilometers every day, maybe after a while it'll be showing too much fatigue. So you gotta have moderation, and then rest and moderation. Eating is always good, yeah? Good eating, but you have too much, it's not good. Everything good can also be bad if you do more than what is moderation and what is the limit of it being good. Everything that is good could also be bad if you do too much of it. So everything in moderation. So you want to be alone, be alone. Don't become hermit. I mean, don't don't become a loner. We got to be balanced. Just balance. And Chinmay says, "Hi Mehran, sir. Good day. I have a friend with me who shall join soon. I recommended her to take your advice as I saw you online. She's going through a bad breakup. 21 female Thailand. All right, by all means, yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be in good company on this channel. Everything that she probably is concerned about, if she just types in how she feels in one word on the search engine of my channel, there's bound to be a video on it. And she'll be just fine, like everybody else. At age 21, we all expect to go through lots of emotional hardship, breakups and this and that, but it'll all be okay. Don't worry. It'll all be okay. We've all gone through it. We all came out of it stronger than before. Even though it may not look like it when you're going into it, and when you're in it, you'll cry, you'll be sad, you'll be bothered and all that, but eventually, eureka moment. You endure, you learn, you come out like steel. If not, just a little bit stronger. And eventually, through life, you build and become wiser, stronger, and more flexible, and yet more powerful. So don't worry, you're in the right place. And Maya May, what a lovely name, says female 21 Thailand. Oh, is that you that Chinmay just talked about? And oh yeah, I guess so. You're just saying hi to Chinmay. Good. Welcome. And Chewberger says, I'm a 56-year-old male from UK. Thank you for that. And I have been following your channel since I had a hard breakup last year. I've tried dating on and off the past year with no success, mainly using dating apps. Yeah, you know, dating apps is like a game. How many people are saying the same things or trying to connect with the same person? And the fact that there's so many available and so many more might be possible, it makes it difficult for someone to actually make a decision, because they say, oh, what if there's somebody else tomorrow? What if there's... So they're constantly juggling things around. It's nothing better than just meeting in person and just randomly and just maybe hit a couple of words and then see where that goes and so on. But with all these social distancing thing and all that, it has really put a damper on the social life too. So that's made it a little bit more difficult these days. But nevertheless, we're human beings, and we are here because, I don't know, thousands and thousands of years ago, we decided that we are not going to give up. So we are here. Thousands and thousands of years later, we are the children of the people who didn't give up. So you, today, whatever you're going through, you think about thousands of years from now, somebody's going to say, I'm here because my mom, my dad, my forefathers, my foremothers, they didn't give up. They didn't crumble and die and fall because somebody broke up with them. Who gives a shit? They didn't, so I'm not going to. So you're setting a good precedent. And that is how the world goes around, on wisdom, experience, and resilience, and never give up and believe in survival and the fact that you can go through anything, regardless of how tough it may seem at the time. But you are tougher. Why? Because you're here. And there are many species who are not here because they were not tough enough. And this, what you're going through, emotional hardship, that's not tough. That's part of life. That's part of learning how to be that wonderful, amazing person that you know you are. This is part of the training. Don't be fooled. This is not the end game. This is just part of the training for you to become the master of life that you're trying to be and you want to be. And you will be. Don't worry. Now, we have, my goodness, we have 25 people here and 15 likes. Actually, 10, 11 people don't like us. Come on, move your butts and bring that fragile finger to the like. Click on like, because everything else is just simply here for you. But I do need that like so we can fool YouTube that we are so popular. All right, now. John Duffy is here, says, loving the channel recently. It is exactly what we need in the world right now. Thank you. I love this stream. I'm from UK, also 46 and divorced 3 times. Ah, you're a guru. 3 times. Wunderbar. Never giving up and getting better. Good for you. That's my boy. And let's see. Gee, I must be really old that I can actually call a 46-year-old, that's my boy. I am old, I guess. Hell with it. Bloody hell. Life passed by so quickly. And Carpe Diem is here. And remember, guys, the ones that you can see, they're green. It means they have become member. That means they have decided to support the channel because almost everything on this channel is free. All the videos, 1,700 and more and counting. All the live streams, we've had over 500. I'm going to put all those 500 on the members only possibility thingy that I'm learning how to do it. Somehow I got to do them one by one. There's no block way of doing it, like marking them all 30 at a time and block members only. I got to do in each one of them, do one. So I'm doing that, and I'll be doing more as soon as I get more time. So if you become a member for the channel, you will help the channel. So we'll have eventually more money to do things. And hopefully if this social distancing thing weathers and dies and eventually we survive and life backs to normal, I would like to have enough finances on this channel so I can physically go to places and put workshops and share a lot more that I can share here on this channel. And there's so much more that I would like to share and discuss with you guys, but in person. So if we can have that, that would be great. If you guys become a member, the membership is something, I don't know, $3.99 a month or $8.99 a month, or for the real crazy ones, $34.99 a month. I just put all kinds of things there for any budget and anything that helps the channel to survive. Because obviously, if we don't have finances, it wouldn't justify the time, it wouldn't justify the effort, it wouldn't justify all the things that I want to do. So I appreciate Carpe Diem and people like him who have decided to become a member, and you can just click the join button and that makes you a member. And he says, hi Mehran, hello Mehran, 41 male Canada, and thank you for that. I found that since I switched to keto diet, my mind is more sharper and energy is high. Can you talk a bit more about the connections of food and thoughts? Well, you know, there are certain foods that could generate certain neurotransmitters. Like GABA is a neurotransmitter that is helpful in managing anxiety, depression, and intrusive thoughts. But because the brain cells have a certain protective layers, even such nutrients being able to be found and catered for the ingestion, for the consumption, to go and help for the neurotransmitters and so on, they can't get into the brain because they're protected from things getting in there. So the best way to create those neurotransmitters, such as GABA, such as oxytocin, such as melatonin, such as serotonin, and many more, which I don't remember right now, for DHEA, for reducing cortisol, for increasing all that you need. Mindfulness, meditation is what naturally helps the brain to secrete all these neurotransmitters. Food is not necessarily going to help with that. But what it does, if you have a good diet, it helps your digestive tracts and your system being on balance. And when you have your digestive tracts balanced and working properly, then your whole circulation or your whole balance in general, all the nutrients, everything works perfectly. So fat is proven to have a negative effect. Too much fat, bad fat, not good fat. Too much bad fat has proven that it has negative effect on the balance, the well-being, and so on, which affects every part of your body. Muscles, mental clarity, and everything else. Because how you feel inside, it makes you react on your mood. Your thoughts generates the mood, and your health and imbalance, chemical imbalance inside you, creates different physical feelings, which creates turbulence in your mood. And then your thought starts anxiety about what is this mood, what is happening to me, and all that. So all starts pretty much with how you take care of your mind with meditation, and how you take care of your body by the kind of food and exercise you do. So if you create that balance, you'll be good. Keto is good for some people. I'm not so good with fat myself, but keto diet supposedly has promoting good fat stuff. I don't know that much about it, but I do know that eating right, exercising right, meditating, all has a lot to do with how you feel. That's for sure. But if it works for you, it works for you. But I would also discuss it with your nutritionists and your doctors, just making sure that you're doing what you're doing is good all around, and not just good for a while, and then continuation of it may not be good. I'm not sure. So I can't give any good advice on that. Emmanuel says, Hola Mehran. Hola Emmanuel, male 27 Boston. Thank you for that. And Carpe Diem says, less anxiety and more focus. Yes, yeah. I probably, because of the good fat that you need and you haven't been getting it, maybe you've been getting bad fat, and perhaps that is what is helping. But again, I'm not expert in that, so I don't know much about it. Maya May says, I broke up with my boyfriend of 1.5 years over the fact that he made me promise to not public my Instagram account. He didn't want guys to follow me. Yeah, naturally. And he found out I published it and got mad and said I betrayed him because I lied. He blocked me from everywhere. And where's the rest? That's it? Maya, that's it? Well, You want my opinion on this? What the little that you told me? Well, my opinion is this: if you don't want to do it, don't promise it. I'm not going to make comment on if what the guy expected was good or bad. That's between you and him. But my comment goes beyond that, is that if you promise means something. This whole world in the old times was built on promise, on adhering to what we commit to. Many things fall apart because we don't hold up our end of the bargain. We promise our children we take them to the park, we don't. We promise we'll be at their school when they have a special event, we don't. We promise to our girlfriend that I will not fool around with other girls, we might not. We promise to our parents that I'll study well, we won't. And this goes on to bigger and more important things as life goes on. And before we know it, through childhood, we've learned and seen these broken promises all around us, and we learn that breaking promise is okay. So we break promise. And before we know it, in our life, we've done that so many times, and every time you break a promise, every time you do something, it's no different than when you practice piano. The more you practice piano, the more synaptic neurons create a bridge between them, and they become really good at playing piano. Because when you keep practicing something, we have an ability to become really good at it. Because synaptic neurons will be conditioned to create bridges to pass those neurotransmitters that makes you really good at what you do a lot of, like playing piano. So you break your promises a lot, you become really good at breaking promises. You program yourself to be an expert in breaking promises, in giving promises and breaking promises. That becomes part of your programming. And then you got to learn what you're doing to yourself, to the others, disappointment for the others, and to yourself, most importantly, that you can no longer count on yourself. Because you will always get away by saying something, doing something else. Instead of right from the beginning, discuss it. Say, no, I won't want to do that because I'm this kind of character that is not going to be swayed by so many girls or so many guys follow me. Who cares? I'm trying to make an Instagram, maybe a business or whatever it is. Or it makes me feel good to see so many girls pay attention to you or so many guys pay attention to you. And you hash it out. You come to an agreement, but then stick with that agreement. Because that whole world goes around believing in each other. If we don't, then what's the difference between us in close relationship than the other people that we are not close in relationship and they lie to us? They break promises. Somewhere we have to feel safe. Somewhere we have to build something. So when you discuss that ahead of time, then you won't have to say something and do something else in order to make everybody happy, which in turn treats you and trains you and conditions your synaptic neurons to become something that you actually don't want to be. Because you want to be known as, and you want to be someone that others can count on his or her word when you give it. But you internally have been conditioning yourself to never keep your word because you keep doing it. Why? Because we've been seeing it all around us. Our parents, if they were the kind that they didn't keep their promise, our friends, maybe teachers, or you do this homework, I'll give you extra credit, and they don't. In business, or you sell this much, I'll give you a bonus, and they don't. All these things that we see, we learn that if they can do it, I can do it. Then we start doing it, and we are really doing a disservice to ourselves. Because when they do it, they may hurt us a little bit. But we will hurt ourselves more when we do it, because then we have altered our wiring in our brain, our character, what really is meaningful to us, that we can count on ourselves and others can count on ourselves. And that's what the real hazard is. Not because others are doing it to us, because we are doing it to the others, which means we are actually doing it to ourselves, because we're altering our own character and what we really hold valuable, which is our inner core principles, and we're letting that to break down. Don't fight it, argue it at the beginning. But when you promise, keep it, because that's you. Not about keeping the promise for that guy or somebody else, because it's you that you're building a character by the way you admire yourself, because you adhere to your promises, because you honor your word, and then you have made that person. It's all about you. It's not because of them. They can maybe be bothered by it or not, that you didn't do what you said you will, but they'll get over it. But will you get over it? Because that is your life. That is how you're building. That's how you're conditioning yourself. That's how you're going to meet the world. And pretty soon, if you say, well, if I can't really count on myself, if I can't really deliver what I promised to the others, what expectations do I have from them to actually carry on what they promised to me? That's the beginning of it. So, while I'm not discussing that you making your Instagram public or not is bad or good, it's nobody's business but yours, and you can do whatever you like. That's not the discussion. The discussion is, when you give your word to someone for some reason, no matter how stupid that person's request may be or not, but you agree to it or you don't agree to it, it's your freedom of choice. But when you commit to it, respect that commitment. What's the difference between this and you marry someone and then you change your mind after a month or two or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years? Words must mean something. This whole world has been built on a word. Somebody gave a word to someone. A man gave a word to a woman. A woman gave a word to men. In the old days, we didn't have as many problems as we have today, because people really valued their words. In the country that I was born, there was a saying which was true. The men would leave as collateral to what they promised or what they borrowed a hair of their mustache. Simple as that. Pull one out, put that as a collateral. That was so important to them. That was the symbol of trust. And they kept that for years, until the shaver came on. They shaved all the mustache and there was no more hair to give. And that whole tradition went to hell. And right now, even people sign an agreement. They find small prints to get out of it. Words, promises mean nothing. Let's don't help the world become a place where no one can communicate or agree and stick with that agreement as much as possibly humanly possible. So Maya, you have the right to have your Instagram the way you like it. But treat yourself right. Respect yourself. Stand your ground. And tell your boyfriend, no, I don't like it. I would like it to be public. But don't say okay and then do something else. That's not strong. That's not powerful. You should be powerful. You're a woman. You should be powerful. And the power starts with being able to communicate what you desire, as long as it's decent and normal and, reasonable. And your desire is that you discuss this, says, no, I don't like to do it. Simple. Don't be pushed around. At the same time, respect yourself by respecting your words. It's so amazing how words can destroy and how words can build. Let's be builders. All right. you can discuss that with the guy and say, listen, and he's being, unreasonable by requesting that to begin with. But look at it this way. What if he was really popular and so many girls were following him on Instagram? Not because he was so smart or having amazing scientific findings that people wanted to follow him. No, because they wanted to actually get to know him. Because let's say he was good looking, so many girls were after him. It would bother you, wouldn't it? Well, you're obviously a good looking girl, and a man who likes you or loves you, or your boyfriend or your future husband, whatnot, would want you to have certain kind of exclusivity and fend off the flies. Guys gonna follow girls just because the girl is pretty. That's all. They don't even care who she is, what she's capable of, what she's not capable of, what she offers, what she doesn't, what's her character, her needs. None of that. Just because she's pretty. And every guy is interested to know that his girlfriend knows about these things. And he's not going to be so simple and oblivious that anybody says hello. So, oh, hello, Well, the guy says hello, he wants something. There is no guy who says hello to a pretty girl who doesn't want something. You understand that? That has not happened yet. We're not built that way. So, so when the guy says he doesn't want your Instagram to go public, it's not because he doesn't want it to go public. He doesn't want guys to follow you. But what you can tell him is that, listen, I'm not a girl who's going to respond to the guy's attentions because I don't need attention. I'm confident in myself and I have the attention from you, and that's enough for me. That's why I'm in a relationship with you. So you got to have confidence in me, just as I have confidence in you that many girls may be interested in you, but you're not going to respond to it. And I'm not going to respond to it. But it's an Instagram that maybe I'm making some money from it. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. But you can discuss the fact that I understand when guys say hello, they want something. So don't think I'm oblivious to that. But I want you to trust me that I will not act on it. And I will not entertain a conversation or getting to know them as friends. They're just followers they can follow. So I have numbers on Instagram for whatever use it can be. So this kind of conversation perhaps helps him to understand that you're not oblivious to why the guys follow you. And then he maybe feel at ease, and then you can have your boyfriend back, and at the same time, communication would make it easy for you guys to understand what are the concerns. Look, if the guy doesn't want you to do that, it's not because he doesn't want you to do that, it's because he's afraid. Not afraid of other guys, but afraid of the possibility that you will not be strong enough or to see the truth that who really cares about you and who really just wants to use you. Because most guys who don't know the pretty girl, but they're still interested in the pretty girl, why? Because they're built that way. They're heterosexual male, they love women. They're programmed for procreation. They're programmed to follow, pursue, want to know, and to get to know women. And that's what they do. But they're not necessarily interested in your consciousness. They care less, maybe. But the guy who's your boyfriend actually cares about your consciousness. Who you are, I hope. Who you are. How you're put together. How you tick. Therefore, that concern should be addressed. And you should be aware that all these other guys who say hello to you in the street is not because they know your consciousness. It's because they know how you look, because they can see it. And they're programmed to respond to that. It's not a bad thing, just the way it is. And if that wasn't the case, this whole world would not be where it is right now, populated. We survived because of that programming in the genes. And once that programming is done, it'll never change. And they will always pay attention to pretty girls, and the girls pay attention to the boys. Depending on your gender and how you're put together when you're born, that is how you will behave through your life, and your interests would be. And it won't change, regardless of what other thoughts might pop up and show up that we've discussed it on the other topics. it will not change. You will always be who you've been born, and you will continue having that same lifestyle. And because of that, then you will have lots of attention. Girls will get lots of attention. But all those attention is because of that programming in the heterosexual male's gene. They pursue women, but not necessarily they're interested in how that woman lives, who she is, what makes her tick, her consciousness, her desires, her concerns, her fears. None of that. So if he is really wise, he may be looking at it from that point. It may not be at that age, because you're 21 and he's probably the same age. So he really doesn't know the stuff that I just talked to you about. But you now know that why it is that they're so sensitive about it. And you also don't know how long you guys are going to be together. Maybe another 6 months. Maybe if you guys hadn't broken up, maybe it would be another 2 years or a year. But then, it may not turn into anything forever. So you may just want to discuss, look, we're not married, so I just want to have my business going. It's not about that I'm interested in other guys. It's just because this is how what Instagram works, and I like to be popular. I'm young. I just want to get that attention that every young girl or young man wants from the opposite sex. And so you want attention from the guys, and you're not willing to go any further than just having followers. And that alleviates that need for attention, because we all get into relationships, or we all feel fulfilled because we need attention. And the guys would want to have the attention of the girls, and they have their Facebook and Instagram, because that satisfies that need for attention without having to be engaged in anything more than that. And they still can be in relationship with one girl, which is you, and you with him. So if you explain it this way, maybe he understands why you want the Instagram to be public. And if he doesn't, well, then too bad. You just do your thing and live your life. Okay, sorry about that. So where was I? John Duffy says, Mehran, my third wife has been making my life difficult again. I'm trying to focus on my own recovery and getting well, and she can't stand it. She has been spreading rumors that I'm a pedophile. It's rumor. So you continue your lifestyle as positive as it is, and don't worry about rumors. Rumors are a dime a dozen. So she can do what she wants to do. You just live your life. Luna says, Salam dear Mehran, كيفك اليوم? Shukran. Ana tamam, Luna dear. And Luna says, missing you very much, and I miss you guys all at the same time, and I'm delighted that we are here. There are 20 of us here. Now, can you guys answer me, why the hell is it that we are not growing even though we are 20 of us here? Don't you guys share this all through the week? Like, don't you have anything better to do? I thought you guys been sitting there for 24/7, just sharing the videos to get it popular. I stopped the advertisement on YouTube for the live streams, but apparently they've been going on. So they charged me for it while I had stopped it. So we're discussing with them, and they're looking into it to see what happened. Because we didn't have 2 times a day anymore. We stopped that. And yet it was still being advertised. But that hasn't helped anyhow, because look, we are still just 21 people here. So somehow we got to get the word out. So at least on the Saturdays, 1 p.m., we'll have lots of people on our live stream. So let's hope that they can figure out what happened to the ad being kept running, and hopefully they will figure it out, and then I won't be charged for something that I already had stopped it. There's so many buttons there, and you push them all, and when they're no longer green and it says paused, then you trust that it's paused. But then I looked back again, there was a bill, and then the thing was green. I had to turn it off again, and then I talked with them, and hopefully they'll figure it out, and they will make a fair assessment. And let's see. Rolling on says, I keep hearing waking up early is one of the key to success in life. Do you think it's true? There any fact behind it? Well, yeah, because when you wake up early, you have a lot more time during the day when every people in the world are awake and about their business. If you sleep till about 12 o'clock and you wake up and do things, by the time you're ready, it's like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You have only 3 more hours to do whatever it is that you want to do that has any relation with outside world. At 5 or 6 o'clock, they shut down. So you only had like about 2-3 hours in the span of 10 hours that you could have had. So your effectiveness through that day in pursuing your goals and bringing to fruition anything, any project, or taking the steps towards its accomplishments, its completions, it's not going to be enough. So your success would be much less, and you may lose opportunities that could be available that particular day. Who knows? Maybe somebody calls at 10 o'clock and wants to do some kind of a business or some opportunity or some job shows up, and you're not available because you're sleeping. So these are all other things that could happen. So naturally, having a regiment of sleeping on time, unless you have a job that is not related to the business hours, it's just related to your efforts. And if you put the same amount of effort that you would if you wake up 8 o'clock in the morning, or if you wake up 12 o'clock noon, you still put the same hours, then that should be okay. But also, if you change your sleeping hours in the morning when you wake up, because you slept earlier and your sleeping mechanism is synchronized with the high tide and low tide, which helps you to sleep better at night and get that specific deep sleep at a certain time of the night, which everything is dark, light is not there, and the high tide and low tide is also affecting your body because you're 70-80% water. So again, all of that makes a difference in your resting period, in generation of energy and freshness when you wake up, and sharpness and clarity in order to learn and do things. Remember when we were in school, if we would wake up early in the morning and have our breakfast, it would be easier to learn and retain than if you would try to do that late at night when you were getting close to lower energy, end of the day, and so on. So all of that, yeah, there is something to it, but unless you can manage your type of business differently. Sagota Male 31 India says, I'm here, sir. Well, good to see you here. You've been absent for a while. Hope all is well with you, and good that you made it here. Duffy says, greetings to everyone in the chat tonight. How is the weekend going, everyone? All right, you're talking to everyone, then everyone. Leo, the lion from Seattle, I believe, right? I had been talking to a girl, he says, just a friend. Everything was going good and getting along. We hanged out. What happened to your schooling? We hung out and went hiking a lot. Oh, good. All of a sudden, she started ghosting me. I don't know how to feel about this. I feel confused as to what happened and made me feel down on myself. No, don't be down on yourself. You were probably, I don't know what happened, but I think you were probably too excited, being too available, doing too many, favors, or being too interested and showing it, wearing your heart on your sleeve, ready for her to sign on the dotted line that I'm your girlfriend, and all that made her feel like she got it. She made you. She got you. And when she got you, no longer you're a challenge. And she lost interest. Why? Because she didn't have enough confidence in herself. She was looking for confidence through the getting attention from the people that she didn't think she would get attention from. Many girls' confidence comes from getting attention from people that they don't know. Once they get to know someone and they get the attention that they want from that person, no longer that person is interesting to them anymore, because their source of feeling good about themselves is getting attention from people that they do not know. The people that they do know and they get attention from plenty, they don't satisfy them because they don't have enough confidence in themselves. They're always looking for more attention. And where does more attention comes? From the people they don't know. Once they get to know someone, they get that attention, then now they want to get attention from other people that they haven't gotten attention from because they don't know them and they don't know them. So this is not your fault. That is simply a good indication for you that that wasn't the girl that you should be spilling your guts for and being so available or paying so much attention to. And that's basically the way of the nature. You get to know them when you pay attention to. And if the level is not equal, then you get your cue that this is not meeting your standards. And her behavior showed it. So, good riddance. Don't be over it just because you had broken up with someone. Now you got somebody else. So this somebody else, now that is replacing the other one that I was missing, must be the right one. Why? Why should she be the right one just because she's replacing something that you've been missing all along? A replacement is not becoming just like what you need or qualified for as a part to run that machine that is missing that piece just because it's a replacement. It should fit the standards. You get a Mercedes-Benz and a part is missing, go get a part that is not meeting the specification of Mercedes-Benz. You put it in there, yeah, it fills the gap, but it's not going to work. It's going to break down because it's not meeting the specification, the hardness, the quality and all that. So just because a new girl has come in and filled the gap that you were feeling from the previous breakup, that doesn't make the new girl qualified. You still got to watch her behavior and how she interacts with you and responds to you, and if you guys have things in common, commonalities and compatibility on consciousness level, then you begin to see if this is the right part for the missing part in me, what I was missing in my life. Not just because, oh, there's somebody new in my life, therefore she's qualified because she can, fill what was missing in my life. No. Look at the character, look at the qualification, look at all the things that are supposed to represent the quality and the make and compatibility and synchronization of that particular part for the missing part in the machine. So that's a good indication that she wasn't the right part. Go with that. All right. Now, Chewburger says the last partner that I dated was from a dating website. Things went well at first, but she started to demand things of me that I could not give her mentally and sexually. What should I do now? Nothing. Chew your burger. Chew burger. Enjoy your life. She wasn't the summation of the experience of life for you. She happened to be a passing by debris, and it didn't seem to be landing on the chair sitting on the other side of the table, and it just hit you in the eye, and it doesn't feel good. So get that out, wash your eye, and move on and focus on other things. Simple. If it doesn't match, it doesn't match. Why are you trying to force some piece that doesn't fit that what is needing it by force? That no, it has to match. It doesn't. You get a bolt and nuts, and you try to put them together. If it's same tolerance, they fit with not much effort. If they don't, that doesn't mean there's something wrong with the bolt or something wrong with the nut. It just means they're both equally maybe as good or as bad or fine in their own way, but they're just not fit for each other. So find another nut for the bolt and find another bolt for the nut, and then they may fit, and keep doing it until they fit, and then it's all good. But it doesn't have to be, oh, because I have a bolt and I have a nut, they have to fit. If they don't, I'm going to force it. But it doesn't. Why doesn't? Oh, because it doesn't. So we are the same. You find a girl, looks good, seems like the right size, you try to fit it in, it doesn't work. That's like the bolt and nut that they look like they're same size, but they don't when they come close. So when you interact with the girl that you just met, you will find that we are not compatible. And that's part of it. You may find that you are compatible. That's part of the reason that you communicate and get to know each other. But don't be surprised if they don't match up or measure up. That happens. Look at any kind of a tray with lots of bolts and nuts in it. Not every one of them going to fit every other one. So don't be surprised. That's part of the normal whole procedure of things. Don't worry about it. Move on. And Sagota says, Miss, your ugly stick is right here. Don't worry. Misbehave and you're going to get it. Mr. Jokes, he says, Mr. Laugh, hope you're well. Thank you very much, Sagota. We're all here, and hopefully we're enjoying the live stream, every one of us. Lovely Lily says, thanks, Mehran. Your examples are so helpful to understand. I saw you on Insta on Cycle. It was awesome. Yeah, I've been cycling a lot these days. Sagota says, by the way, that wrong hole made me laugh so much. I know, it did make me laugh too. I sometimes just watch it to laugh myself. Chinmay says, aha, wrong hole, Ani-chan. Yes, yeah, he's now famous. Roller Girl says, hi, Mehran and all. Crystal here, 55, Las Vegas. Hello, dear Crystal. Good of you to join us. Sagota says, yeah, I like the path of your cycling. I also do cycling. I enjoy it so much. Good. Chewburger says, does anyone know what he is talking about? I'm looking for relationship advice. Who's talking about? Chewburger, what happened to you? Are you going rogue? John Duffy says, Mehran, how do you stop allowing your sexual urges to control you? I have been having meaningless animal sex with different partners aimlessly for 2 years. Now I can't stop, but I can't be alone. Oh, well, listen, that's something that you got to figure out. And it's simply you have a brain and you will know what is the time for what and what is not. John, what's wrong with you? What are you talking about? You're going rogue today. What kind of questions are these? If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. You think it's inappropriate, then don't do it. And you have a brain, you make a decision. You're your own boss. Nobody's making you do it. So it's something that I don't think you need help for that. You just need to make a decision, one way or another. And Chinmay says, okay. Sagota says, though I don't have such a good bike like yours, I just have a single speed, simple bike. Yeah. Just don't go on uphills. It's great. Just on straight road, bike is bike. Rolling on says nothing. Rolling on says how to get over the hurt feeling where you like her and she likes you and feel it's a good match but cannot be together due to some major personal situation on my side. Male 33, thanks. Texas, not thanks. Rolling on, that is as ambiguous as it could get. I mean, I'm good, but not that good. I gotta know what the situation is. Otherwise, in general, all right, let me read it again. How to get over the hurt feeling where you like her and she likes you and feel it's a good match, but cannot be together due to some major personal situation on my side. Oh, on your side. Personal situation on your side. I don't know. You're still married? I don't know it's your personal situation that I don't know anything about, Rolling on. How could I, in hell or heaven, be able to answer that? Because I don't know what the situation is. So the answer would be, well, just analyze what you just said in here and the fact that you've concluded that it cannot be possible. If that's your conclusion, then move on. Because it's like saying, I've got a mountain in front of me and I hit my head to it. It doesn't blow, so I can drill a tunnel to put my car through. So what do? Well, if it hurts your head when you hit it, don't hit. Move on. Go around it. There's no other way. You can't force something that you say you've concluded it's not going to work because of these reasons that I can't tell, but I know I've concluded it doesn't work because of this reason. I have the reason that why it doesn't work. So what should I do? Well, you've already given yourself a reason that it doesn't work and it can't work. Therefore, what's left to do? Move on. Why do you want to stay there and say, oh, it doesn't work, but I'm hurt? It doesn't work, but I'm hurt. I want it to work, but it doesn't. I'm hurt. My feelings hurt. Well, move on. Your feeling won't be hurt. You only hurt if you're not moving in these situations. Simple. It's like saying I'm in the ocean and there are sharks coming. There are sharks coming and I'm in the ocean. I can see them come. What do? Well, move, goddamn, your butt and move. But you can't be there and say, oh, there's a danger. I don't know what to do, but I can't move because I'm tired. Well, that time tired will disappear because there's an urgency. The urgency is that you either deal with the tired and not be tired, decide that you're not tired, you still got energy, or be eaten. Which one is it? you will evaluate the trade-off and see which one is got more priority. And you say, well, I'm no longer tired, actually, because if I stay tired, I'll be losing everything else that did make me tired. And I will never be here to feel tired. And I don't want that. So I'm no longer tired. I'm going to swim. Same thing here. You tell me for some reason we can't be together. So what do I do with the hurt? What do you mean? You just reason for yourself. The reason that you can't be together should be your remedy to understand why you can't be together. Therefore, it shouldn't hurt, because that's how it is for you, and you're not willing to change the reason that doesn't let you guys to be together. If you're not willing to change that, then move on. Get distance from the shark that is giving you possibility of fear and possible harm. And then when you move on, give distance from between you and what is about to harm you, then you'll be fine. So this situation, you see, we can't be together. So move on. So you give distance to this situation, between you and this situation, and no longer is a threat, is a concern, because you analyzed it and logically decided, for some reason, I can't be with her. Therefore, if that's your conclusion, then nothing left but moving on. Put distance between you and that situation. Then you'll be fine. And Mark says, I have had 3 months to reflect on my last relationship. I want to be single for the remainder of this year, but I have come to the realization that after 3 relationships, I keep attracting narcissists. I'm not sure what to do to address this. It must be a self-esteem issue. Male 36 UK. Well, the fact that you're aware of it, it'll be less and less. So you start having a little bit of a check mark against the new person that you get to know. If she's meeting the stuff that you consider narcissistic, and you're still continuing conversation and interaction with her, then you know that you're in the wrong track. So start moving away. So every time you meet, you go home and check your list that you have written for yourself. These are the signs that I'm with the wrong person. And you see what went on that day. And you do that a few times, you'll know exactly if she's going to meet that category or not. And possibly maybe, I'm not sure how you behave, but possibly you're actually training them to be a narcissist by your submissive behavior and complying out of need for intimacy, out of need not to be alone, out of need to be in a relationship, out of the desire to fulfill your ego. You're more afraid of not fulfilling your ego, therefore you give into the desire to be with her at any cost, which that cost could be being too available, too submissive, too cooperative, to the point that she will get the idea that she can get away with everything, and you comply with that, and you're training her without knowing to become a pushover. I mean, you becoming a pushover, and she will just keep demanding, wanting, dominating, and to the point that becomes, you wake up and say, what the hell is this? I'm not a guy who wants to be dominated by this woman or anyone. So therefore, what am I doing? So be aware of your own behavior before you can be aware of who she is, how she's behaving. So look at your own reactions. And you suggest for a coffee shop, she suggests for that coffee shop, not the one you suggested. Okay, that doesn't really sound good, because you didn't come on as a leader. She just suggested, would you like that one or that one, let's say? Should we go here or there? If she takes the third place, that's a wrong choice. That's an alarm. You gave her 2 choices. She accepted neither one. She went for a third one that she knew of. And you did that a few times on different things. You see the same thing, and you complied with it. It gives her a signal that it's okay to shove it down your throat, whatever she wants, because you're so hungry and desperate and so low in your self-esteem, you have no backbone, she can walk all over you. And she's going to do that until she finds somebody that she can't walk all over, and then she's going to choose that one. So be aware of it, of your own behavior towards them, and don't train them to become a narcissist, even if they're not. And that's not necessarily a narcissist, it's just the way that they're going to be demanding and controlling because they can get away with it. And you are so hung up on that intimacy and the need that you have that you will comply. And by complying, you're training yourself to become submissive, you're training them to be aggressive, and eventually that's not you that you want, but you have somehow fallen into that track and you break it up, whether you or her, because it's not going to work, neither for you nor for her. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that at this juncture. And John Duffy says, Mehran, how can you keep women satisfied sexually as well as psychologically? I have wondered if my physical performance is a reason for my failed relationship. Should I start boxing training? Well, you got to be fit. Every woman likes her man to be fit. Every man likes to be fit for his woman. So do the regular workouts that you think you should do, and have good nutrition and have good mental stability, and pursue your careers and feel satisfied in the way of your attending to your duties, your careers, making money, fitness, eating right, sleeping right. All that balance, it helps you to perhaps to meet the expectations of your girlfriend. And Chewburger says, oh, I see, Chewburger is talking to Duffy, okay. What happened? Lost you guys. Let's see what's happening here. What happened here? We lost everybody's. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. All right. We have someone with some kind of a screen words that I can't read. Says, hi, love your videos. My ex-boyfriend that I dumped cause he had anger issues, met a girl after we broke up and got engaged in 2 months. We were talking marriage too, but I feel so shitty about this. Well, that's all right. Says, I saw your previous video and try not to be jealous, and that there is more fish in the sea, like you said, but him moving on so fast after begging me to stay, it makes me feel like I was not worthy enough. No. On the other hand, it means you called it right. Because if the guy can actually finish one relationship and go get engaged with another one, that means he doesn't have standards. He's just looking for something that's missing in his life. That could be intimacy, sex, or whatever it is. So you called it right. A guy who actually does that sort of thing is not the right guy for you to marry. If the guy asks you or talking about marriage with you, and then you break up with him and he goes and gets engaged in 2 weeks, that means his stands are really shut. So don't worry, you're fine. You did the right thing, even though if you didn't know that you were doing the right thing. And Carpe Diem says, thank you, Mehran, you're welcome. And Maliha is here. Says, female, 27, from Pakistan. Nice to see you, Mehran. Good to see you, dear. And yeah, something is going on here in this live stream today, guys. Just keep it cordial. And Sagotas is male 31, India. Your words on promises made me get a little panic attack for an instance. As I told you earlier, I faced the same why promise something that you can't keep, and she said she did the same. I don't remember, Sagota, what the story was. And Sagota says, I know it doesn't anymore, yet your words made me feel something which isn't good for me to think. She promised and I believed them like a child. My fault. Maybe I am no. Well, you're not responsible for the person who breaks his or her promise. I'm saying if we promise, we should think it through, and then we should have good reason to come out of it, not for no reason, just don't comply. That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you make a promise and later on the person does not remain the same, so you have to break that promise now because that situation is not the same anymore. But if we think it through and we make a promise and things are not changed and meeting our standards and each side is meeting their obligations, well, then there's no reason to break the promise. Unless things have changed so drastically or we have changed to the point that we can't live with that promise, then we discuss it and try to amicably get, remedy that. But you don't have to worry about that, just something. John, what's going on today? Chuberger and John, why don't you read your writings and see that something is not right? So I'm sure you can figure it out. And I don't particularly like the comment that you have made to Maliha. I would like that sort of comments to stop right here. I don't want anybody to be uncomfortable. If you guys want to interact with each other, it has to be cordial, proper words, especially if you're talking to a lady attendee of the channel. Do not make any other woman uncomfortable, whether purposely or by mistake. And everybody is protected here, especially women. And I am unanimous on that. All right, so I hope that will be ending that kind of advance. Schuberger, that was not appropriate toward Maliha. And Duffy, I'm wondering what happened to you guys. You guys came in pretty cordial. Now you have made an inappropriate behavior toward Maliha. And I would like not to see that again. And Sagota says, I intended to keep all my promises till the day she ended everything. Well, that's all right. You did the right thing. She didn't. So don't worry about it. Sagota says, sorry, don't hit me with the stick. Just sharing a few thoughts, I hope. And I'm fine. Good. And Maya says, thank you so much, Mehran, sir. I really needed your advice and thoughts on my issue. I really appreciate everything. You're quite welcome, Maya. My pleasure, dear. And a relaxing, sleepy sound says, hello, Tommy from London. I see. That's Tommy from London. All right. Tommy says, hello, Tommy from London. I have HOCD and I'm just wondering, is it normal if you get anxiety from looking at women, even though you're straight? I get anxiety all the time when I look at men, but why women? It has nothing to do with men or women. You just have anxiety because you think others are better than you, and you should stop that. And give me your age. I don't know your age. That's very important to me. I will continue that as soon as I get your age, because that's why I didn't respond to you, because I need to know your age in order to know how appropriate it is for me to discuss things with you or advise you to talk to your parents or to your counselor close by, because I need to have declaration from you about how old you are. It's very important. Schuberger says, sorry, Maliha, I'm newly single and looking for love. I will keep trying. Schuberger, I'm asking you to keep it clean. This is not normal. Nobody has ever done what you just did, or John, towards anybody, Maliha or anyone. So this comment that you just make as a sorry is not going to be sufficient. We got to see in your future comments. Then, otherwise, I simply have to give you a break and ask you to join another live streaming. And we have a super chat, which traditionally I have to go to that. That's Luna. Let me find Luna's question. And Stephen, yeah, I'm coming to that conclusion. Thank you for that. I was warned by one of our subscribers already, and now you, and I have already also assessed the same. So don't worry, I'm on it. And yes, Luna. I've come to understand that while I usually give the benefit of the doubt and observe, but as soon as I read some stuff, I've come to the same conclusion. Don't worry about it, guys. I'm on it. So we'll just see how it goes. As soon as I can get to the other um, comments, I will make a final decision. Maliha is rightfully so, is uncomfortable from behavior of Schuberger, and also, John, you are being inappropriate in your comment, not just to Maliha, also your nonsense in your comments towards the channel. So Mehran, male, 46, UK, want to do when the woman you were with ignores you and starts to seeing new people. Listen, why don't you guys take a break, both of you, and this should stop here. We trusted you as normal people, but if you want to be troll and be inappropriate, we protect everybody here, especially if they're ladies. So have a nice day, and don't come back if you're not behaving. And every time you don't behave, I'll kick you out again. That's one. And Schuberger, get lost. All right. Now that we have cleaned up, but you know, guys, I mean, they weren't bad for business. You know, I had to get 3 super chats to bring my attention to this. So maybe we should have a bunch of those. So the channel starts making money, for heaven's sake. And thank you for Carpe Diem, and thank you for Stephen and everybody else, Luna and everybody else for. Where's my girl? Where's Maliha? Where are you, Maliha? Are you good, dear? Maliha, if you're here, say hello. All right. Until we hear from Maliha, let's go to no, Carpe Diem, you were not wrong. You don't have to apologize to anyone. You saw it right through and you were right. But because I'm reading one at a time and I'm busy discussing legitimate concerns, so I don't read everything as fast as you guys read. So by the time I get to it, it's already much later. But thank you for all for your vigilance and sharpness to read stuff ahead of me and give me a heads up. And it brought my attention. I was checking it out to see these are not really appropriate, but I'd seen them be here before, like one of them, and it wasn't, I didn't remember how inappropriate they were or they were not, so I was judging it on this particular behavior. And until I saw a few comments that I gave it the benefit of the doubt, but then there is a line that when they cross, then that's the time I pull the brakes. And so, where is Maliha? That's my girl. Says, thank you, Mehran. You're welcome, dear. All right, good. So now let's go back to where we were. And thanks for everyone who helped to look at that. Look at how many they filled out here. That's why. Because when I'm answering things, I don't focus on how many messages. Just by the number of messages, we can see that they're trolls. All right. So, I've got a squad here. Sharp as razor. Carpe Diem, Steve, Luna, every one of them. All right. Thank you very much. So, where were we? We were... Rolling On says, how to get over the hurt feeling when you like her and she... Oh, we talked about that one. Mark says, okay, we got that one as well. And Smile, we did that one. And we got that one. Let's see how they throw out a rhythm here. Okay. All right. So Tommy says he's 17 years old. So Tommy says, okay, yeah, I guess I did discuss this already for you. A white woman. Okay, yeah. So, Tommy, I have a playlist which is called Intrusive, Transient, OCD, HOCD, Negative Thoughts. Go on that playlist. I've got over 40 videos on HOCD and subsets of OCD, and 20 of them are numbered. Like they're not part 1, part 2, but numbered, like number 1, number 2. They all have titles, but also they have a number behind them. Watch those 20 from number 1 to number 20. They will give you enough information, plus the links that I've put in there from the scientists, doctors, psychologists, psychotherapists, such as Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Weiner. I've got scans of the scientists for the scanning of the brain when there's a glitch of OCD, because this has got nothing to do with your gender. Your gender has always been what it's always been. You're born heterosexual, therefore you are still heterosexual. You will always be heterosexual. But this is a glitch that through the research that was done by Dr. Anne Grable and her student at MIT, Carl Smith, did a study that was presented in Dr. Schwartz's special presentation called The Neuroscience of Habits. I have the link of it there, which shows you scientifically, proves to you what happens in the brain when the glitch of OCD is there. And HOCD, pedophile OCD, harm OCD, responsibility OCD, every other subset of OCD are all subsets of OCD. And they can happen because of the glitch that has. And when they have scanned the brain, when the glitch of OCD, whether HOCD or any other OCD happens, they can see the brain's activity is all red because there's so much activity. And when the brain is not in the glitch of OCD, HOCD, or any kind of OCD, it's very calm, and there's a little bit red spot, which is natural interaction or activity in there. But the rest is calm and blue. So OCD and HOCD and all the other subsets of OCD are just a glitch, a malfunction. It has nothing to do, it doesn't change, it cannot change anything in you, gender or otherwise. But what happens is that there's a malfunction in the signaling system from the prefrontal cortex to the rest of the brain, could be amygdala, thalamus, and then the malfunction of the caudate nucleus, which is responsible to the automatic gear shift of shutting down intrusive thoughts, that it doesn't do its job right. Therefore, when inwardly you send the respond to the prefrontal cortex from an inappropriate suggestion or thought that pops up in your head, that inner response that you're not interested in that thought or in that suggestion, it doesn't get back to the prefrontal cortex to give it the answer to shut it down, because the caudate nucleus has got a glitch. The OCD glitch plus the caudate nucleus is not behaving correctly to shut down what is known to your system, that this kind of train of thought is not interesting to you, and you diss it. Because it doesn't get the answer back to the prefrontal cortex, cortex keeps sending it and hears nothing back, while the signal is being sent back to say, hey, God damn it, I'm not interested in this, but it doesn't get there. Because it doesn't get there, it keeps coming. It keeps coming. And because it keeps coming, and you don't know that there's a glitch of the respond, there's a malfunction, why the respond doesn't get to the prefrontal cortex, and prefrontal cortex keeps sending these suggestions and images and thoughts through, because it doesn't get the answer, you think this repetition means, oh, it means something. That means I've turned gay. I've become a homosexual, because these suggestions or images constantly are there. They constantly are there because they don't get the response that your system is giving it, that I'm not interested, and shut it down. If it doesn't get there, it keeps sending. First of all, it's not the conscious thought that is sending that signal. It's a pop-up thoughts. It's got nothing to do with your interest or you're initiating such thoughts. It's an automatic, it's a separate system, because thought is not you, you're not thought. Brain is not you, you're not the brain. These thoughts show up because they show up. 80, 90,000 types of thoughts show up in our brains every day. And all of them are nonsense and irrelevant to us. But they're there, like the debris in the air. We breathe the air and debris is there. That's why we got these hairs in the nostrils and we kind of filter them. Same thing in the brain. We filter them. They're there, but we don't pay attention to them. Sometimes this ability to not pay attention to them, there's a glitch. Caudate nucleus doesn't shut out the windows. So they seep through. And when they seep through, it doesn't ignore them as it always does. It pays attention to them, what they say. Usually we ignore them, say, oh, that's nonsense, and we just keep on going. But when there is a malfunction, we don't do what we always did, or other people who don't have a glitch of HOCD do, by saying, oh, that's nonsense, that's irrelevant to me, and they go on about their business. We pay attention. What is this? I have to investigate it. Why is it here? We do these sort of things. And then the more we do it, the more we start thinking, oh, maybe it's true. Or maybe it's a deity, or some kind of a message. None of that is true. It's just a glitch. So you watch all those videos, number 1 to number 20, and you watch the researchers' links that I put in there as well. But I've included that in my videos. So if you watch number 1 to number 20, you'll get enough information to know what the shit is going on, and you will be fine. And you won't be bothered by it again. At least, we could be bothered with it a few times in our lifetimes, but none of them mean anything. It's just a glitch. Just like any electrical system that has glitches and it doesn't stop at one time, you'll fix it and it breaks down again. Fix it, breaks down again. Brain is also electrical system. It can have malfunctions. So malfunction could be thoughts popping up, intrusive, negative, disgusting thoughts to you, depending whatever your gender is, whatever your preferences is. Everything, the thoughts that could show up could be of different sorts. Or it could be malfunction such as a sound in your head, the buzzing sound and whatnot. These are all electrical systems that have malfunction. So don't worry about them. Just watch those researchers and watch my videos in intrusive OCD, HOCD, intrusive transient OCD, HOCD negative thoughts playlist, and you'll get enough information that you should know. All right, Maya says, sir, I also forgot to mention that I tried to convince him and he threatens to leave me if I didn't oblige with it. So I tried to blend in and keep my word. Even though I want willing now, even though I want willing now, he's gone. I don't get the ending. I'm feeling very guilty of failing. How do I move on? No. What failing? Failing for what? So big deal. How old were you, Maya? I forgot. You said, did you say it somewhere here? Maya, your age? 21. I believe you said you're 21. At that age, we all make mistakes. What mistake? You didn't make a mistake. It's 21. You've got no business thinking this is going to be a heavenly match anyhow. So don't worry about it. So you said but next time if something happens, say, no, I don't want to do it. Because it has nothing to do with my relationship with you. I love you, I like you, whatever it is that you have the relationship with the guy. But I'm doing this because it pleases me. It's like everybody. It's like a game. I feel good about it. So don't mix it up. It's got nothing to do with that. And then search in your heart that are you actually going to kind of comply with the attentions you receive from other guys, or it's just because it makes you feel good. Oh yeah, so many people are listening to what I do. Or are you looking for something? So make that guy understand this, and if he does, good. If he doesn't, well, don't worry about it. Move on with your life. You can't be hanging around trying to please everybody all the time. Maliha says, Mehran, do you think marriage is a door of happiness, especially for women? No, not at all. You can marry some asshole that is going to be door to hell. So there is no such thing as marriage guaranteeing happiness for women. Of course, depending on the culture that you come, they may have brainwashed you with that. But what makes a woman or man happy is to be independent first. Educate yourself, get a good job, be able to put your hand in your own pocket, get money out, spend for your rent or whatever it is you want to do, your food. Don't need anybody for anything. Then, and only then, in the position of power and clarity and balance, then you choose to see who is compatible with you, rather than thinking, oh, that makes me happy because if I'm with this person, but I can't make myself happy. Well, if you can't make yourself happy, you can't make anybody else happy. And even if that was a good person that wanted you marry, if you can't make yourself happy, you can't make him happy, and he's going to turn out and not to be happy, and then he will stop being capable of making himself happy or you. So you're actually, causing a problem. Everybody should be responsible to be able to make themselves happy and negotiate with life, see life. Don't find a reason to escape from your responsibilities and then hold other people responsible for it, or hide behind a certain kind of a reason for doing what you're doing, rather than attending to your responsibilities and getting your ship ahead, wherever it is headed. Steven says, I've been talking to a few girls this past month and began dating one of them. The memories would cause me to miss my ex. Honestly, Steven, today I'm going to use the super chat money, $11, and buy a few more of these sticks, because I don't think one is enough for you. I'm gonna hit one on your head and the other to your neck, and I don't know, the other one, use it as a sword or something. I don't know. Because honestly, I mean, if Channel had enough money, I would probably just get on a plane and just spend a couple of days in California and enjoy myself, and then beat the crap out of you. What's wrong with you? You're constantly ruining your life by thinking about some lowlife who was ruining your life, and now that you're out of it, you keep going back to that shit. when you have some other girl that you're going on date which you're supposed to pay attention to. She's the most important person in your life right now who's going on date with you. I don't care who did go on date with you, what relationship you had in the past. For what one reason or another, that's not there anymore because she wasn't qualified in your case. But even if somebody was qualified and broke up with you and you're going out with somebody else, then that whoever broke up with you in the past, even though if she was an angel, is no longer matter. Because the one who is sitting across the table and keeping you company, cares about you, is the one that you're out with. You better pay respect to her. Full attention on her. Eyes on her. Head front, looking at her. She is your world on that date. Now, after that date, you want to look at the girls, okay, go ahead. But that date, your mind, your physical existence, and your thoughts should be for her. That's the least respect you can give her. The rest of it, you meet my buddy here called the ugly stick, if you don't understand. And it says, missing my ex or the old order of things. But when look at the person she is now, I can see the reality of things, and it makes me no longer want her. Good. You should have said that at the beginning of the sentence, otherwise I wouldn't get all ugly sticked on. And yes, we already did that. We figured it out. All right. Scott says, hi Mehran. Hello, Scott. Hope all is well. I've been with a couple of girls since the breakup. Aha, that's my boy. And did end up being intimate with good with both. Unfortunately, I'm still finding it very difficult to be with other women. You'll get used to it. I mean, keep that up. You'll be meeting many women and keep going on. So you're creating an excuse for yourself to meet more women. That's pretty good. But you see, look, we talked about it before. That girl who is no longer with you does not deserve your attention. And that stays as that. Simple. The girls who are going out with you, they're your world. And you better appreciate them because they're the reality. They're the one who are actually investing their time and attention, eyes on you, and you better have your eyes on them. Otherwise, you're going to miss the beauty of life. Because if you remember the little video that I have, which is about 1 minute, it simply shows you the importance of being in the moment. If you're in the memory, you're where nothing is real. And while you're busy with being where nothing is real, the actuality where everything is real, the now, is passing you by. And you will miss this, that life is made in it. You can make changes to it. You can modify it. You can create things. You can put a foundation to build things on. It all happens in the now. When you're busy in the memory, entertaining yourself with the old order, or missing someone that doesn't exist anymore, because you're in the place where nothing exists, the memory. And while you are in the la-la land, where nothing exists, but you treat it as if it is, and you're kind of oblivious to everything that is alive, because you're living in the dead zone, in the memory. Memory is the past. Past doesn't exist. So you're living where nothing lives. You're missing where everything lives. Life, the now. That's where you should be. So get your butt out of your memory. Come to the moment where everything is alive and be with those girls that are on date with you and treat them right as they are the only reality. The rest doesn't matter. Whether it's in the past or in the future, none of them exist. What you can make things happen is right here. And that's where you should be. That's where you belong. And you belong on the dates that you go on. That's where the action is. And that's where the reality of your life and the future should be built on. The foundation of the future. So let's go on to the next. It says, my friend suggested that I get with other girls. However, I'm at a point in my life where I want to be with a high quality woman that I can build an emotional connection with. Yeah, and you're telling me that one was high quality? I told you what I told you about it. That one was not high quality. I'm telling you, that thing wasn't even in the vicinity of high quality. That was a bullshit artist. All right? So look at her for what she was. Regardless of how infatuated you were with her, that was no high quality. So see it for what it is. It'll help you to get out of it. And Scott says, I actually feel really bad after being with women don't quite meet my standards. Well, look, you're in good company because the other one didn't meet your standards either. You made an image of her as if she would meet your standards because you created the standards. You took her on a vacation and bought expensive gifts for her. Therefore, you created that aura around her, which was your creation, not her creation. You created that high quality for her. She didn't have it. Go and create that high quality for another girl that meets halfway at least your qualities, your expectations. So remember, what the image you have of her is the image you made for her. It wasn't her actuality. The image you made for her made you fall in love with the image that you made for someone who was not representing the image you had made for her. That was not her. That was your projection of what you wanted to see in her. You created her out of your imagination. Therefore, you worshiped what you created in your imagination. You were not in a relationship with her. You were in a relationship with an imaginary imagination that you had created. Your relationship with the image you had of yourself, the kind of woman you want to be with, the kind of person you are, with the image you had created of her. That wasn't her actuality. It was an image you had created for her. These two images, you were infatuated with her. And you bought expensive gifts, you took her on trips, you gave her that aura, and you created that image to become and seem as if she is real. And you fell for it. You fell for your own mind creation, brain creation. There was nothing real about her. She was not the high class girl that you thought. You created that class for her because she demanded it and you were stupid enough to buy into it. Or let's say you were young enough to buy into it because she was not from this land. You did not know the game. It was mystical for you, and we always fall for the mystical thing. Until we wake up, which is time for you to wake up now. And don't lose the precious gold that is passing you by, the girls that you take on date. Treat them right. Make them to become that image that you really like, but open your eyes. Let them create the image of themselves with their behavior and actuality interaction with you, not you creating some kind of a false aura and image out of them, and then fall in love with them, and then wake up one day and say, oh, they're behaving differently than the image you created for them because they were never that image. That's why you're surprised of the other one. She behaved in a way that you didn't expect. Why? Because that was who she was. You expected her to behave according to the image you had made for her. That wasn't who she was. She couldn't have, because the image you had created for her was non-existent, was not her. She would only behave as she would, and she did. And it disappointed you because you expected her to behave according to the image you had made for her. But that was nothing real. It was the image you had created for her, not her. She did what she did because that's who she was. And you had missed seeing her actuality as she was. That's why the whole disappointment. Now, open your eyes, wake up, and live your life in the now. Not in the past, not in the illusion of something in the future, but see what's in front of you, what you're working with, and see how long and how far that goes. If that wasn't good enough, next. But not just thinking everyone that you meet is not going to meet my expectations. The other one didn't meet it either. You gave her some kind of a passing mark for no reason. So that's on you. All right. let's go to Indilagani says, hi Mehran, 23 male London. I want to text my ex badly to apologize for the way we ended on a bad note. She blocked me on all social media. I feel sad knowing it ended on a bad argument. Should I text her? I don't know. She blocked you, How you want to text her? You want to text her, say, listen, this is short. Say, listen, I apologize for my behavior and the way we ended it. I hope you have a wonderful life and I wish you well always. Da-da-da, whatever your name is. I mean, Indilugani. That's it. Nothing long, nothing, romantic or whatever. And the guy says, she said, don't contact me again, but I just want to apologize and move on for the way we ended. She said, don't contact her. You want to do that, I don't know, send her an email or text it. Just one sentence. That's it. But not necessarily, really. All right. We have Maliha says, okay, yeah, that's good. Nick says, I know I haven't commented for a while, Matua, but I am always here listening. Hope you and everyone here are well, keeping safe. Wanau, okay, family, that's right. And Chinmay say, sir, we are extremely sorry on behalf of any inappropriate comments. We as an audience are extremely thankful for your content, and please don't let these fools define us. You're a father figure. My pleasure, dear. Don't worry. I will not hold you responsible or anybody else for some ill-intended individuals. So don't worry about it. You don't have to apologize for other people's behavior. It's not on you. Sadziki says, Sadziki Zadkil says, 26 male Sweden. Mehran, I just can't stop stalking my ex-social media. Really? I can't stop beating you on the head with this. That's an inappropriate behavior. Stop stalking her. That's stupid. Come on now. How long have we been talking about this? Honestly, I haven't seen Sweden for a while. Last time I saw it, I was a kid with my mom and my brother there. But it's good enough reason to get on there and beat the crap out of you. Stop that. What's going on? But you're lucky, social distances and all this virus crap, no flights, no nothing. You're safe for now, but you better shape up. And it says, it has been 2 freaking years since we spoke, yet I'm so damn weak. I hate myself for it because I know it's holding me back. What do? Just listen. As much you have power as doing something, you have the same power as doing the not doing. If you want to look at it positively, they both are doing. One is doing the doing, one is doing the not doing, meaning not doing the doing. Do you understand? The doing, the stalking, you have a power to do. You have a brain tells you, okay, go ahead, open up that page. That's a doing the stalking. And I'm saying doing the not doing of the stalking, meaning not doing. You have the same ability, same power of mind. You can unleash it on the not doing. Figure out why you do it. Is because, you excited or you want to be intimate or whatever. Because you haven't created a new order. We've talked about it. You create a new order and be a man and decide that you are bigger than one relationship or one girl experience, and you want to explore life. And for that, you got to build yourself. And to begin that is to be able to control your behavior and your action. So stop doing what you've been doing. That means unleash your power for not doing something. Just as powerful. And then you'll get on with it. And Nick says, proverb for the day, there we go, says, where'd it go? says, he pokeke uenuku itu ai. Against a dark cloud, the rainbow stands out brightly, meaning the importance of being positive in hard times. There we go. So, he pokeki uenuku atu ai. I hope I didn't butcher the sentence. Against the dark cloud, the rainbow stands out brightly. Excellent. Excellent. Relaxing Sleepy Sound says, I've watched all of your videos, but we'll do again. Yes, do again. And watch the links of the scientists and the doctors that are there. How do I retain my brain to like women and just think about women again? You don't have to. Let it be. A thought of a man comes to your head, let it be. It's a thought. It has no reality, no actuality, no substance, nothing. Let it be. All kinds of weird, intrusive thoughts show up. Let it be. Go even further with it. You create even more intrusive alongside of those intrusive thoughts that appear. Go to the nth level of it. And you will see afterwards, you're not anxious about, such thought comes, it means something. No, it means nothing. It means nonsense. It means like debris in the air. They're there. Okay, there. I just avoid them. That's all. You can't stop things from being where they are or they appear. But you can avoid them by simply not paying attention, not putting a projector lights on them and focus on what do they mean. Who cares? You pass by, you see dog shit on the surface of the road. You don't go poke on it. Oh, it's dog shit. Is it? Have you taken the worm pills? Does it have worms? You don't. You just pass by. Say, okay, I recognize that shit. Okay, I pass by. Thoughts show up of all these images that you talk about. Show up. Okay, I notice them. Thank you. I know you're there, but I don't give a shit. I'm not interested by you. You go on and focus on things that you want to focus. They keep coming. You keep doing what you're doing and let them be there. You let them be. They'll let you be. Just because a thought shows up, that doesn't mean you're supposed to be changed suddenly or behave differently or comply to the suggestion or thoughts. No, it just thought shows up. Okay, what? It's no different than you're watching a movie and in the scene there's some kind of a blood or some kind of a inappropriate or some kind of violence or some kind of a scene that is inappropriate to you, to whatever it may be. Or you just say, okay, it was there, it's part of the movie, but I don't have to focus on that. I'll focus on the other part of the movie. I keep watching the story. I keep following the story. Or I look away. Or I shut it down. But in this case, you can't shut it down, so you let it be on. It'll pass on. It doesn't do anything. By looking at it, doesn't do anything. By seeing the suggestion, the images, it doesn't do anything. It's repulsive to you. It just makes you uncomfortable. It's just disgusting to you. Oh yeah. Different genders have different things disgusting to them. And that's normal. So let it be. Don't worry about it. Don't entertain it. Don't pay attention to it. It's there. It's in your head a million times. Let it be. You just do your own thing. Doesn't matter. It's like you walk in the street and somebody there or two people keep saying uttering bad words towards you. Does that make you change? They keep telling you you're an asshole. You're an asshole. You're an asshole. 100 times. Are you going to be an asshole? No. You just keep walking until eventually their sound would be, you're an asshole, you're an asshole, you're an asshole, you're an asshole, you're an asshole. You don't hear him anymore. And like a buzz sound. Have you ever not had a sound in your head that you hear music sound and constantly loop in your head, the same tone, the same music, la la la, the same thing. You can't get rid of it. So what do? You let it be there. You do your own thing. Same thing. Images, suggestions, thoughts pop up, intrusive, garbage, all these things. Let it be. You do your own things. Eventually, by your behavior, not paying attention to it, not focusing on it, not data hunting, not debating with it, not trying to prove it, I'm not interested in that. Well, you're not. As simple as that. By your behavior of not paying attention to it, it learns that this behavior is acting as that caudate nucleus should do to shut down these thoughts. But it doesn't because there's a malfunction, electrical malfunction there. But your behavior for not paying attention to them and dissing them and continuing doing what you do during the daytime, no matter how many million times they show up, you just keep focusing on what you need to focus, even though they're there in the background, you keep doing that behavior, eventually delivers the signal to prefrontal cortex, and you rewire yourself through that behavior, through the neuroscience of habit. By constantly behaving in a certain way, you rewire yourself. Eventually, caudate nucleus starts catching on that this is rewiring system. These thoughts should be shut down, and it starts working again. So don't worry about it. Watch Dr. Schwartz's scientific research presentation, which the link is in all of my videos on that playlist, and you will get to know. Learn them. This is your opportunity to become a real good at this topic. What happens in the brain, why it malfunctions, how it malfunctions, and different parts of the brain. And it's a beautiful subject to know. When you know about these things, then you begin to experience the freedom of mind, freedom of thought, and you become a free man, that even these intrusive thoughts cannot bog you down, because the jig is up. You know how the brain works, and you're not fooled by it anymore, even these kind of intrusive thoughts when they show up. So it's your opportunity to educate yourself and learn about the malfunction of the brain, which is normal. 94% of the people in this world, the population of the world, 94 point some percent, they all have intrusive thoughts. And the other 6% either lying or they haven't figured it out yet. So don't worry about it. This happens to all of us. So move on and watch the videos again, and the links. Yeah. You don't feel like the man that once you were. That's how it makes you feel. But you're still the same man. You'll always be. Nothing will change. You just got to get the knowledge and separate yourself from thoughts, and understand through those videos, thoughts are not you. You're not thoughts. The only thoughts that are your thoughts are the conscious thoughts. That when you go into your consciousness, consciously, you pick up information, select information for the purpose of calculating, figuring out something, designing something, learning something, accomplishing something, creating goal for yourself, producing something. That's your thoughts. But the other thoughts, 80, 90,000 a day, none of them are your thoughts. They're separate system. They show up on their own. You're not responsible for it. They don't represent you. They're not you. You're not them. You're not thoughts. Thoughts are not you. You're not the brain. The brain is not you. So rest assured, just educate yourself and go through your life. Nothing has changed in you. You may feel weird, and that's fine. That's the effect of thought. You're reacting to thought, because all reactions come from thought. But when the thought is not real, the reactions, even though they seem real, they make you feel weird, but the thought actually has no substance. It's a suggestion. You're reacting to a suggestion. Just like thinking about a sour grape, and you start lemon, you start salivating. There's no lemon. It's a reaction to thought. But the reaction is real because it feels real, because that's what you're made of. Your biology reacts to the thought. But your biology doesn't actually experience or want to experience what the thought suggests at all. It doesn't change. You just think, you just be bamboozled and be misguided by the thought. Diss the thought, ignore the thought, and use the techniques that we've discussed by the scientists and in my videos, and you'll get to know all you need to know. At least lots of things. And Nick Hinton Music says, much respect to you for your videos over the years, sir. Wow, you have an AKG 414 microphone. That is some high class audio device. Well, it was a donation of my son to my channel, so I didn't know any better than this. But yeah, it is. Yeah, see, 414. You said it right. AKG. That's right. And Trina Tafilos Casamanolis says, hey, sir, I'm fighting with HOCD. Don't fight it. Let it be. It's not going to harm you. It's just annoys you. That's all. For a while, when I'm somewhat calm and I see a man nude, I get very stressed and get a sense of erection. You be so kind to explain why this happens. Well, you can get an erection for a smooth surface of a statue made out of steel or marble. You react to the smooth idea because you're programmed to like women. You're a heterosexual male, you love women, and everything about them is smooth. So when you see some replica of smoothness, even could be smooth back end of a horse, it associates that with what you consider what you love, which is sex with women. So it creates that emotion in you, but you think, oh, I reacted, so that means I'm reacting to this man. No, you're not reacting to the guy. You're reacting to the fact that you think that body that you're looking at has a chance to get the girls. And therefore, because it has a better chance to get the girls, which is you want, but he is in a position to get it with that body, then you feel as you respect that body because he gets what you want to get, which is the girls. And you feel submissive to the idea and chance and possibility that that guy has to that. Not to the guy, to the fact that he has more opportunity to get the girls. That's what you feel submissive to. And you respect that. And that interprets in your mind wrongfully as being inferior. That inferiority is whatever it is. The rest of it, you need to delve more and figure out, speak to your therapist and have them explain it more to you, and then you will be more aware of what is happening. And I don't know what is your background, where you are, and perhaps you also need to pursue having a girlfriend to have your energy focused toward what your gender is designed and focused on. And the rest of it, you can find it in the videos that I have, and also the links that I've put in there to understand it more, the therapists and psychotherapists and so on that can explain it even further. All right, where are we? Scott says, thank you very much, Mehran. You don't know how thankful I am for your insight and information. You've changed my entire perspective on the situation. I know what you say is true. The brain tricks us. All right, good. Glad that you got that. Otherwise, I would have to show up at your, hockey seminars and grab that stick and pound it in your head until you jog your head in the right place. All right, now you're safe for now. Zadka says, thank you, Mehran. Gonna try my best. You better do that. Otherwise, there's always ugly stick awaiting you, and I may learn how to throw it, and it might get there to Sweden. Who knows? Relaxing Sleepy Sound says, if I do what you're saying, what is just carrying on with my life, will my brain fix itself, or will it stay like this forever? I believe it will fix itself because it always does. It can come and go, but that's part of the thing. It's like saying the wave of the ocean should always be calm. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's low, sometimes it moves this and that. It's like a boat on a ocean. It goes up and down, this and that, but it's still a boat. It doesn't change. It doesn't become a fish. It's a boat, but it could be, oscillating here and there by being imbalanced, by being attacked because there are things happening, It's part of nature. It doesn't change you. It just annoys you. That's all. It's part of life, part of being a human being. We can feel this way, that way, and so on. You know, when we're a child and we're growing up, we have so many questions about our own sexuality. We don't know enough what is happening. We're just growing up. We could like another boy that looks feminine or looks soft because we don't know that we just react to softness. We react to something that looks good or something that has a good energy, something that is friendly, something that is... All of these at childhood are questions. That's why it's important for the children to have the opportunity to grow up before they'll be pounded in all kind of information that is unnecessary for them to just need to be helped and guided to become the man and the woman that they are meant to be. And when they grow up, they understand this, they analyze this better, then they will know, how things were progressing. But when they're a child, there's so many of these feelings. They're normal, they're natural. In childhood, we have no understanding of anything, and everything is nothing is a question. Nothing has a label. And naturally, we learn from it that that's a feeling that we are capable to have. And then we grow up and eventually we learn, okay, it's a feeling, but that's not necessarily what I'm interested in. It's the feeling that I can have toward a, flagpole if it's smooth enough. Just, that's how it is. A human being has these capabilities, but you interpret it and you label it, and then suddenly your focus goes there and you start interpreting the word into something that you are not, and you make yourself feel like, oh, but this means that I'm this. No, you're nothing. You're whoever you've always been, and you always will be. But we are capable of these emotions and these anxieties and these comparisons and these loss of opportunities, or feeling that that guy has got more muscle so he can get more girls, therefore I'm envious or I'm inferior to that guy. That means, oh, I'm inferior. That means I'm interested in that man. Oh, I'm gay. No, none of that. You're interpreting too much. Just, you feel that way because you're interested in women and you think that guy's got more chance to get the woman, they feel inferior. Many other the reasons that we're capable of feeling, but none of them should be a label to you. Just move on about your life and you will see that they are like winds. They come and go. But the structure remains the way it always been, always will be. You're not supposed to be thinking any wind blows towards the face of your structure that changes the structure. Now the structure is no longer a high-rise. It's a boat. No, it doesn't. It's just the wind passing by. Feelings, emotions, we're human beings. We're made out of feminine and masculine. And we have the capability of feelings. And these feelings they do not need to be interpreted and made a label out of to make you, oh, am I changed? No, you're not changed. You're just capable of feeling things, right? That doesn't give you a label of a gender change. You've always been what you've always been, what you've been born as. You will never change. You'll always be the same. And being flexible, like a samurai sword is made out of two different alloy. One is a steel, which is softer inside for flexibility, the feminine. And then there's a hard steel above it, which is all amalgamated into the process of creation. Same thing with us. There is no man, no heterosexual male that is all just masculine. That's going to be not a human being. That's going to be break. It's got no ability to understand, feel, nothing. It's an idiot. It's an asshole. You need to have feminine in the masculine to become the man, the generous, strong hero. And females have a bit of masculinity in them. Otherwise, they'll be so fragile and they can't even survive. We are a mixture. And we're capable of feeling many different things, but that doesn't change the samurai sword alloy and the mixture that you're made out of. You'll remain heterosexual when you're born heterosexual. You remain the gender that you're born, whether you're homosexual, heterosexual, whatever sexual that you've been born, you'll always remain that. You will feel, ability to feel, but that doesn't mean your gender is attacked It's a thought. Don't pay attention to it. You're capable of feeling all kinds of things, but they don't define you. Those feelings don't define you. Who you are, how you've been born, is what has already defined you, and that's how you'll be forever. Don't worry. All right. All right. Stephen says, I have to go, Mehran. It was a pleasure listening to you today, and really like how you're uploading small clips from your live chats. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Okay, for sure. How long? Oh, we've been too long here, guys. I got to cut it off. Oh, I've got only 2 more. Okay, so, all right, let's address that. Thanks for introducing me to the Ceylon tea. Okay, Michael, all right. Relax and sleep. He says, how long does the process of rewiring the brain takes? You're constantly rewiring, so the more you do the proper behavior, the more it will reinforce the rewiring. Simple. It's like saying how long it takes for me to be a real good pianist. Well, as long as you keep practicing, you'll be a great pianist. You know, when you start paying attention to, I don't know, something else, you're distracted. Don't. Keep on steady as she goes, and you'll be fine. And he says, thank you so much for your help. God really put you on the planet for a reason. Okay, I hope so. And the last message we have says, yes. And Trianta says, yes, you truly kick ass. You helped me a lot. Okay, great. All right, guys. It looks to me that it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and allowing me to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again next Saturday. Please don't forget to let people know that we have a live streaming on Saturday, 1 p.m. And bring your questions and we'll try to answer them as much as possible. In the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.